I'm King, and today I want to talk to you about something that happened yesterday with a popular Twitch streamer known as Pokimane. She got into a Fortnite session where she was just randomly streaming with random people she ran into, and just so happened to run into a 12-year-old fan of hers. And I just want you to try to guess how those conversations went between her and that 12-year-old fan.
Are you actually Pokimane? Oh my god, I beat my meat to you. Wait, no, are you actually Pokimane?
Dude, you don't say stuff like that. That's really gross.
That's pretty much how the whole thing went the entire time, but there's more, so I'll get into it after the intro.
He called us Twitch thoughts.
What kind of guy do you think I am, huh?
You hold his L for that bum ass.
Stupid.
Can we copy and strike him right now?
So before you say it, I know the contrast for this video is really high, and that's because I got a new camera and I was playing around with the settings and I like how it looked for this particular video, so I decided to keep it like this just for this video. So I don't need you to message me about camera settings or anything like that. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about that. What we do need to worry about is this stream with this 12-year-old. Like I said, that clip earlier was only just a part of the entire thing because it was at least 20 or 30 minutes of them talking, and nothing he said was very 12-year-old-ish. And the reason that nothing he said was something that a 12-year-old should know is because he's on Twitch and he's a part of that community, so he's absorbed all of this stuff that he sees in the chat, and he behaved the way he sees some of his more favorite streamers behave in these kind of situations. So he thought that he was just trolling or memeing, or maybe that's just really how he acts, because that's how the people he watches acts. And it's not like he slowly eased his way into that kind of behavior. He started off as soon as he found out who it was with the clip from the beginning where he told her,
oh my god, I beat my meat to you.
that was just the warm-up. There were multiple instances of him going even further and saying even more awkward things that put Pokimane in a very awkward place, but she handled it like a champ. She didn't end up muting him. She just kept telling him like, oh, you shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff. It's really inappropriate for a 12-year-old. At one point she did threaten to mute him. That's when he got kind of racist towards TSM Myth, a popular Fortnite streamer who just so happens to be black. He said something along the lines of, he runs fast, is that why you like him?
So what's the thing with you and Myth? Are you and Myth a thing, not a thing? I've seen the videos.
You jealous?
A bit, yeah. But Myth is black, so.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why you're mentioning it.
There's nothing wrong with that, but like, since he's black, he can run faster than me, and so maybe that attracts you in a way. I don't know.
Yeah, yikes, dog. If you keep talking like that, I'm gonna have to mute you. You know, it's one thing to be a perverted 12-year-old, but to be a racist one too, that's a little too much.
That's when Pokimane told him, all right, you gotta ease up. You can't be racist, all right? You can say all this trolly, memey crap that you're saying to be funny about D-pics.
You know what doesn't look like the shroom? My D.
I'm so sorry. If this is what you normally deal with, this really isn't okay.
And I'll let you slide with the whole thing about your pubic hair, because why not? It's funny.
No. Oh my god, like, my ball hairs are sweaty. I'm texting all my friends right now.
You're 12. You probably don't have ball hairs.
Shut up.
But I'm not going to let you be racist to someone that she considers to be a friend, right? So that was the drawing line, and he stopped the racist comments after that, but he decided to keep going with the whole 12-year-old perverted joke. And he was so excited because he said his friends were watching. He told them, I'm on stream with Pokimane. This is our favorite person to do things with when she's streaming. So he told all of them that he was on, they were watching the stream. He kept talking about how his friends were laughing at him and saying he was racist and all this stuff, but it was fun. He was excited and he enjoyed being all of these things. And I just think back to, again, when I was 12 years old, what I have done, I would have been too shy actually. I would have been too shy to actually say anything to her. I probably would turn my mic off. I definitely wouldn't have had the balls to tell her about my balls. Like, that wouldn't have been my 12-year-old mentality at the time, so I'm surprised he was able to have that confidence to say something like that to such a big person in front of thousands of people. And this is before puberty, so I'm not sure where all this confidence and testosterone comes from. I'm guessing, like I said, it's because he does it all day in the chat anyway. He just finally got to verbally do it as opposed to typing it all day. And of course, he's seen other streamers say these kind of jokes and things, so this is all just desensitized. He doesn't even realize what he's actually saying. He's just saying it because he thinks it's funny, and these are jokes that he's read and heard anyway, so he's not even doing anything wrong in his eyes, and that's where the problem begins. It's not a problem with him, even though he was clearly out of pocket. He was very far of normal behavior, especially for a 12-year-old. But the problem lies with the Twitch community on this one, because they are his biggest influence, and I guess that's kind of why Ninja decided to be more PG with his streams, because he didn't want to have his little young fans running around at his meetups saying things like that, and then he look at them and go, well, where did you learn such language and behavior? And they look him dead in the eyes and say, I learned it from you, Ninja. He didn't want this kind of thing to happen, so I can understand why he is going PG as opposed to some streamers, and people gave him hate for it. But then again, people will also give this 12-year-old hate, even though technically you're not supposed to be on Twitch at the age of 12 as far as I know. I think the age is 13 minimum before you can get a Twitch account. But even still, people will think this is wrong and this is so out of place. Why is he acting like that? But you are mad at Ninja for going PG with his streams to avoid these kind of situations. So it's a two-sided street. You don't want to have PG streamers, but again, you got to remember there are kids on that. Just like there are us adults, there are also kids that you have to look at and worry about as far as being a role model and teaching them and influencing them in the way they act in real life. So you can't really be mad when people decide to go PG, because otherwise this is where we end up. And the L doesn't go to Pokimane. Like I said, she handled this greatly. She did this far better than I would expect most people to do. Most people will panic, they'll snatch the mics out, they'll turn off the stream, they don't want to get accused of anything, so it's just going to go crazy. But she handled it pretty good. She talked her way through it, and she just kept trying to educate him on why he shouldn't say these things or why certain ways he was thinking and acting was wrong, without really trying to make him feel bad or anything like that, I guess. So again, I say she did great. I'm not going to give an L to a kid. I never give the L to a kid. I'm going to give the L to, I guess, the Twitch community and people who influenced that kid to behave like that. So this L is going to have to go to whoever that little kid watches as his favorite streamers and who taught him to act like that, because I'm sure they promote that kind of behavior and they act that kind of way in their streams. So he thinks it's okay to act that way in other people's streams in his life. If you agree with the L, be sure to leave a like on the video. Down in the comments below, actually, let me know who you think his favorite streamer might be based off the way he acts. And of course, let me know if you think I'm wrong with giving this L. Maybe some of you actually think Pokimane did terrible or something like that. Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, if you're new, subscribe to join me and the famous show on our path to greatness to next time. So famous King, Fame, and I am